Hey, Shalom, Shalom, when it starts, was by giving all praise to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakak, double honors to the apostles of GMS, and honors to brothers doing the work in truth, with sincerity. So I want to do a quick one on how YouTube have been of late blocking brothers' videos, that are referring to so-called Jewish people, right? So in this one, I'm gonna bring out the Bible. Right, I ain't gonna say anything derogatory, right? Well, I'm just gonna tell the truth. But hey, what does it say here? Galatians 4:16, right? It says, am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth, right? And hey, this these people are getting offended, and all we're doing is telling them the truth, right? This is Revelations 2:9. It says, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich, right? So it says the Jews are going to be in poverty, right? But it also says they're going to be rich, so what's that going on? Why rich? Why? Because we've got these scriptures, right? It says Proverbs 8:11. It says, for wisdom is better than rubies, and all things that may be desired are not to be compared to it, right? So, this wisdom that the Lord has bestowed unto us, right? It's better than rubies, right? And it says all things that may be desired are not to be compared to. So you may desire women, you may desire cars, you may desire houses, land, sheep, cattle, gold, whatever it is. It cannot be compared to, wisdom, right? Which is what has, through the power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua been given unto us, as Amos 3:7. So surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets. When that's goes into the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that have been given unto us, but has been revealed unto us, starting off with the apostles on down, right? So it says, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, right? So it talks about how the Jews are going to be in poverty, right, but spiritually rich, right? It says, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan, right? So right now, because originally this was talking, one of the churches in Asia Minor, one of the 7 churches in Asia Minor, right? But who right now today is calling themselves the Jews and has been, for however long, right? So this applies to them, those people now, right? Because the first things here, they this doesn't apply to them. Right? It says, I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but of the synagogue of Satan. Right? I just had one. This is Hosea 3:5. It says, and afterwards I'll read from 4. It says, for the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, without a prince, and without a sacrifice, without an image, and without an ephod, and without a teraphim. Afterwards shall the children of Israel return, right, and seek Yahweh their power, and David their king, and shall fear Yahweh in his goodness in their latter days. So one thing you got to ask, right, if you've returned now, then where is King David? Right? It says, shall seek Yahweh their power, right? Shall seek the Lord, right? Part of the law. What did the Lord do? The Lord gave the law, statutes, and commandments, in the Torah, right? So what about all of the abominable things that happen over in the land of Israel that are contrary to what the scriptures say you can and can't do? For instance, what happens in Tel Aviv, right? It's contrary to what is written in Leviticus 20:13, right? Showing you that they're not seeking after the Lord their God, because that isn't their Lord their God. Because according to the Bible, according to prophecy, right, according to history, right, they're not the true Jews. Because if Judah's just one, Jew is short for Judah, and Judah is one of the 12 tribes of Israel. So what about the other 11 tribes? And brothers have asked, and they and no answers ever been given. right? No, it's always, this, that, and the other. We don't know. And then some of them will wing it, say, they're, it's that far off country over there. It's like, well, so why aren't they in the land of Israel? Then why are they still scattered? Why are they still in that land? Right? So I'll get Isaiah 2. It says, the word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains. Right, it's talking about governments, right? It says, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many shall go and say, come ye, right? And all nations aren't flowing to the land of Israel, right? All nations aren't flowing, right? It says, and many shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, and to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. Once again, the word of the Lord, according, especially because they for the majority of them, they don't believe in the Messiah, so therefore they don't believe in the New Testament, right? So that means they've only got the Old Testament, so they can't try to come with some, the law is done away with, this, that, and the other, right? They can't come and do that, which means, according to them, the law still applies, right? So why isn't the law of the Bible being pushed onto the world? Because that's what, the scripture is very plain here, right? And also, they're not the beacon of understanding and of light on the earth. America is. Everyone's trying to follow the American way. No one's really trying to. The whole world isn't trying to follow the Israeli way, right? The state of Israel way, the Jewish way. No one's trying to do that, right? Just ask the Iranians, right? It says, and he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. So their military equipment, right, shall be turned into agriculture. Now, Israel has the Iron Dome. Israel just the other day, was firing missiles at the Gaza Strip. A few years ago, they dropped missiles on the Gaza Strip from their fighter jets. Right? But what does the scripture say? It says, nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. So there ain't supposed to be any war if the children of Israel in the land have been returned to the land of Israel. There shouldn't be any more war. But there is. So there's a problem there. And what's that problem? The problem is that the children of Israel, the real children of Israel, are not in that land, right? It says Zechariah 9:6 says, and a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, right? And I'll cut off the pride of the Philistines, right? So where is Ashdod? It's in the land of Israel, right? This is the words of the Bible speaking, right? You can't try to flag this video for whatever reason, but because this is the words of the Bible. Right, you try and flag the video, take the video down, you might as well ban the Bible, which they will do, which I'll get into that at the end. Right, so it's Jeremiah 14:2, says, Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish, they are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. Right, so here it's saying that Judah mourns, right, and it says that they are black, right, so it basically says that the children of Israel are black. Right, so not children, Judah is black, right? So, and Judah, I said before, Jew is short for Judah, right? It says they are black, right? But this is the main point I wanted to get into in this topic. Is Amos 8:11. It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord, right? So, there's going to come a time, that you ain't going to be able to get this truth anymore, because the YouTube will have shut down, or at least would have, shut down all of us. We won't be on the streets anymore. The men teaching the word won't be in the streets anymore, right? Which is why the scriptures say this, right? Isaiah was that 55:6, right? It says, seek ye Yahweh while he may be found, call ye upon him while he is near. Now's the time to get this, right? This is what it says in Romans, high time, right? So Romans 13:11 says, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed, right? So now's the time to get this truth, right? Stop lollygagging. Just, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Why? Because the Lord will send a famine in the land, no famine of bread, nor thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And this is what this whole, because they was doing this way back when, and for a period of time, which is why the brothers' channels are named such. Brothers, GMS Info Doc Channel 11, the GMS Walk and Talk 8. Right, what was it? GMS on the Street 21 or 22 or whatever, what have you. Right, that's why those numbers are so high, because it was a period of time when Esau was just cutting channels. For the most part, the Spirit of the Lord had it whereby these channels have just been open. Esau ain't really been coming down. But like I said, of late, brothers will do a video of Jew in the title, right, and then Esau will come and take it down. Right? Like I said, I ain't said anything defamatory in this video. You got no grounds to take this down. Right? So Isaiah, we just read that. It says 2 Corinthians 13:8. It says, for we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. So right now, you guys thinking you're upsetting prophecy, that you're upsetting this, that, and the other. Yeah, if we flat their videos, if we this, then this such and such will happen. No. Why? Because the Lord has what do you call it? The Lord has you're just doing the Lord's will. They just scriptures say in Job the 31st. Where is that? Job 33:15, it says, in a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumberings upon the bed. Right, so when you're sleeping, right, it says, then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instructions. Right, so let me finish. It says that he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. Right, so basically you're a slave to the Lord. The Lord Yahweh, you just do as you are told. Right, so here it is, you think blocking videos is going to try to pause the truth. No, because like we read in Corinthians, for we can do nothing against the truth but for the truth. So you're ultimately filling the Most High's agenda. You think you're getting one over the Lord, but that ain't the case. Right, it says Acts 5:38, it says, and now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone, for if this counsel of this work be of men, it will come to naught. So all this shows us, right, let me carry on. It says, but if it be of the Most High, ye cannot overthrow it, lest haply ye be found to even fight against the Most High. Right, so what basically this proves to us is, Esau's running scared. You're scared, right? Because, hey, look, if you genuinely think this work is of men, if you genuinely think that this ain't anything, of a threat, just keep the videos up. Stop deleting the videos. Right, but why? Because you're scared. Right? Because and that's the thing, like, you're taking down the videos, but scripture says you cannot overthrow it. Right? It says Psalms 127, I'll read verse 1. It says, except Yahweh build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Right, so if this wasn't the house of the Lord, if this wasn't the work of the Lord, it would come to naught. Right? And you can also then apply that to, your one world order, your this, your that, whatever it is you're trying to achieve, Esau, right? Because, hey, if the Lord, wasn't building the house, then it would come to, then it's going to come to naught. So your house, your one world order, is going to come to naught, right? You're laboring in vain, right? But we're not laboring in vain, right? It says, except the Lord keep the city, the watchman waketh but in vain. Right, so with that, Lord's will, you were edified. Until the next time, I say shalom.